Now let's see this question. For each employee, retrieve employee's ID, name, salary, and the name of his or her immediate supervisor. So now for a given employee, we are supposed to find out the employee's ID and the name and salary and his or her immediate supervisor. Now how to get this information is, if you look at this database, we have a table called employee. In this employee table, we have employee details, and it means what his ID is, and then in which department he is working, and who is his supervisor, and what is his salary, and what is the employee's name, right? Now if you look at this, employee number 1 is having supervisor as 7, right? So which means if you look at supervisor 7 is working for department number 1, and the supervisor's details are given here. So both the employee details and his supervisor details both are present in the same table, right? Therefore, how can we find out every employee supervisor is by joining the employee table again with employee table in such a way that we should pair up every employee with the corresponding supervisor, right? Now in this case, we are going to use the same table 2 times. Right, kind of recursion, and in this same table 2 times, when you are going to apply the Cartesian product, you might get confused while getting the names of the attributes, while specifying the names of the attributes. So for that reason, it is better that you name the instances of the tables with different names, right? Temporarily, we are not going to change the names for some temporary time, or during this evaluation of the query, we just call the instances of the tables with different names so that there will be no ambiguity in calling with the names. Okay. And now this concept is called as aliasing. Now I'll tell you what we mean here. See this. We are going to select employees, employee ID and salary and employee name only, right? So this is same. Select employee ID, salary and employee name. Now I'll tell you why E dot is written here. Now if you look at this, from is going to take tables on which you are going to work. Now for this query, we have to work on the same table 2 times, right? So employee and employee, we are going to work on the same table 2 times. That is why one instance of the table we are calling it with the name E, and the other instance we are calling it with the name S, right? And now how are we going to join is, now by calling it with 2 different names, right? So we have one instance with name E and other instance with name S. Now we can join these 2 tables based on this condition. This is the join condition. So how are we pairing up every employee is, we see the employee supervisor ID and then we pair it with the corresponding supervisor, right? So we take the, let us say, the instance which is being called as E, and we take every tuple and we see the supervisor ID of that tuple, and we take the other instance which is called S, and then we take the employee ID of that other table in such a way that the supervisor is equal to this employee. So in effect, what is happening is every employee is being paired up with the corresponding supervisor, right? And from that we are going to take whatever we want, right? Now if you observe this, we are naming this, right? It is aliasing, and also if you look at this, here also we are using again aliasing, right? So the output will be displayed as if it is employee ID, salary and employee names. So this is how the output is going to look like, okay? And also supervisor ID is also going to be there. Okay, this is one way where we are going to use this aliasing, and the other way is retrieve the IDs of the employees and their corresponding department name. Now if you look at this, IDs are present here and the department names are present here. Now what is the connecting thing between these two? Department ID is the connecting thing. Therefore we have to apply cross product between these 2 tables in such a way that every employee should be linked with his or her corresponding department, right, through this. Now look at the way it is written here. Now see this, select E dot. So where E is employee and D is department. Now E dot employee ID. So why are we using this 2 times? Why are we using this aliasing is, now if you observe this, department ID is present both in employee as well as department. So if you have to distinguish between which department you are talking about, you are going to use E dot and D dot. Now when I write from employee and department separately, it is nothing but Cartesian product between these two. Now how are you going to combine these or join these tables is, for every employee we are going to pair it up with the corresponding department, right? For example, if you see the employee number is 2, we are going to pair it up with the department number 2. So this entry and this entry, or this tuple and this tuple, will be joined together. Now from that we can get what is the employee ID and what is the corresponding department name, right? And now the department name is being displayed as, employee ID is being displayed as employee ID, and department name is being displayed as department name in the output. Got it? Okay.